Well, hello, my wonderful hive, and welcome to my latest pre-recorded video. It's me, Beeplus, aka Emma, and I am coming to you sort of live, but not really, on this lovely, lovely Thursday evening, or wherever you are in the world. Perhaps it is not Thursday evening, but for where I am, for where this hive is located, it's Thursday evening. So, this is a little bit of an unexpected live here. So I do not have a chat enabled, so don't you worry if you're seeing this come up on your feed and you're like, well, I have your notifications turned on, B plus, and I didn't get a notification. It's because this isn't a live, this is pre-recorded. It's just I'm doing it through StreamYard. So while I have your attention before everybody tunes out, although I don't think you'll tune out of this one. I'm on a roll. I'm on fire today. This beehive has been kicked, and stomped on, and we're angry. But yeah, well, I have your attention. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I would love to have you join the hive. I also rolled out memberships for my lovely channel here, so you can join the hive. Just know that there's absolutely no pressure to do so. You are welcome to be part of this hive, and it doesn't cost you a dime. What you can do to help is you can hit that thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, you could subscribe. If you're looking at this after it's done, which obviously everybody is, I need to remind myself of that. Feel free to drop a comment. That also helps get the algorithm going for this. And yeah, so without further ado, let's get on with our video, shall we? We don't need no sleep because the party don't stop. So turn me up. We don't need no sleep because the party don't stop. So put your hands on me and turn me up. We don't need no sleep because the party don't stop. So put your hands on me. Okay, I'm still gonna play the other one because I like them. I need to make like a new updated one, but just for kicks here.
And now the moment you've all been waiting for. The royal hostess with the mostest. The queen bee with the money, honey.
Beeplus.
That's right. And it's time you all bow to the real queen bee.
Here comes the most beautiful bee in the universe.
You're stealing all the bees just because you're jealous?
No, that's just a bonus. My actual plan is to capture all the queens. Their hives will then have no choice but to follow me.
All right, welcome back, my lovely friends. Yes, when I made those intros, I had to keep it under 30 seconds, but I think now they've changed that. So I can actually make like an intro worth watching. And I've got big plans. I've got big plans for that. So without further ado, guys, welcome to this pre-recorded video. As I stated before, if you're seeing this now, it is not because you missed a live. Don't worry. It is because I do not have a chat function. This is pre-recorded because I felt that would be a good way to do this, just because there are a lot of people live right now or are going to be going live. And I don't want to, well, no, yeah, I mean, I want to, first of all, I like to be respectful of those things, but second of all, I feel like, if I want to get my message out, this is the best way to do it because it'll upload a little bit later. So let's see. I always told myself I would not go, they say never go to bed angry. Well, my whole thing has always been never go live angry. And, for a long time, I've been heeding my own advice with that. And I have not been going live angry. And if I'm mad, I just kind of, I'm like, you know what, I'm not going to do this tonight. But, guys, I think that going forward, I need to come on here a little heated. I need to come on here a little angry. Because I think when I have a lot more to say. And I think that it's quite entertaining, honestly. So that's what we're going to do today. Because I've been observing, I've been watching, I've been a bee on the wall of this community for today. And well, yeah, I've been kind of trying to catch up the past couple days. So, but mostly a lot of it has kind of set me off today. And I do read your guys' comments, and I am going to take some people's feedback into account today. All right. I'm going to try to use names whenever possible. Even if because I think what a lot of people don't understand is that I do mention the name. I just don't do it frequently, but I'm going to try to do it more frequently so people know what I'm talking about. But bear with me. It is a learning curve, and I'm not perfect. Got super ADD brain. So, but I do listen to feedback. And if those of you have emailed me, just know I am going to go through those. I seem to have locked myself out of my email, oddly enough, and I'm not really sure what the problem is there. but I'm trying to get back into it. And regardless, I do have a tier of my membership where I pledge to you guys that I will be like very prompt in getting back to your messages. So what I think I'm going to do with that is I'm going to have a separate email for folks that are members, not because just because that way it'll be in one place for me to know that I need to respond to these prior. But I am going to try to give everybody my attention more frequently and more promptly. That is my pledge to you. I have 2 weeks left of this term in grad school. And then I have a little bit of a break, and then I'm only going to be taking one class over the summer. So I'll have a lot more time on my hands to spend with all of you lovely people. So let's get into it, right? Okay. So here we go. So I was watching. Oh, it started this morning. So I haven't been following some of the stuff that's been going on. Like I know that I've heard a little bit about some other things, and I need to catch up on that. But what I was listening to, and I happened to be scrolling through, and it popped up to me that Dorothy was on. And I looked, and she had been on for, at that time, it was, I believe, 8 hours. And I remember thinking to myself, like, because I woke up in the middle of the night and she was on, when I went to bed. And I was like, okay, maybe my phone just hasn't refreshed. Maybe. So I do that, and lo and behold, yeah, she sure is. She sure is live. And I click on it just, because I do. I gotta make my videos, right? And I built my channel, quote unquote, on other people's names, which I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. Everyone in this community, for the most part, does. Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm not gonna go there quite yet. I don't want to offend anybody like that. Not yet. Not yet. But regardless, so she's setting up on Natasha was over on Dorothy's channel and was on panel there. And from when I went in there, all I saw was she was complaining and bitching and moaning and whining. And the only time you ever really hear emotion in her voice is when she's talking about, how she's losing money or something. And damn, I wish I had this. I need to be more prepared. I kind of came on here. I wish I could play the audio, but I think it's not set. It would be like a lot of irrelevant audio in between, but I can't do what she was saying justice. But I am going to do a video on it as well, because I couldn't believe my ears. She was like, oh, well, I've lost all of my income. I don't get any money. And she's acting like, she says the money that she's missing is from the memberships, like, because she can get super chats, but she's like, YouTube takes money out of that. And now I don't have my true crime video. So I'm not getting bitch, AdSense doesn't pay anything. So I'm not really sure what you were making off AdSense. But as for your memberships, don't you have a Patreon? And, good old Dorothy. Dorothy actually used her brain today. Dorothy, you had some valid points there. Dorothy was like, Natasha, don't you have a Patreon? And don't people have to, I don't know. And then she started going on her little thing about, well, I would never want people to have to pay for a Patreon. It's like, well, bitch, you're complaining that people aren't paying memberships. So what's the difference? You could just do it through Patreon. Good idea, Dorothy. So yeah, Natasha, ain't that true? You do have a Patreon where I believe you probably even charge more than you do on your what you're missing from YouTube. So, you can miss me with that. That doesn't add up. Also, you still have your royalty chat, which, guys, imagine paying money to be part, let alone, what is it, $25 a month, or I'm sorry, $24.99, to sit in a group chat with like Natasha diehards and mods, and maybe occasionally her, but I doubt it. Imagine paying money for that. Wow. Yikes. Yeah. Don't want anyone to point that one out. Wow. Yeah. I have no words for that. I mean, Lord. And sometimes I feel like she listens to my lives and hears my criticism, but because, she was also saying that she's been saving money. But you haven't been saving money. I don't want to hear it. Like, I have so many points to make about what she's talking about. And, so yeah, you're still, and I can't imagine that you're not charging people for that royalty. So I'm pretty sure you probably went in there, and I could be wrong. But it's like, yeah, you guys got to PayPal, Cash App me, whatever. There's so many different ways to pay you, Natasha, that I really am not buying this pity party thing. And now what I will say is that what I think you're running into is I think you're starting to see that you don't have the support you thought you did. And no, I'm not douche canoe saying that. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The imaginary douche canoe. Because we all know that's fake. Sit down. I'm sorry, you're already sitting. So how about just be quiet? How about that? Yeah, I like that. Be quiet. Right. Okay. Because that doesn't make sense. Um, Nobody cares about the percentages of your thing. And then she'll take things like me talking about it now as an excuse. No, I'm doing commentary right now, Natasha. I'm doing commentary about how what I think that you're seeing here is that you don't have the support that you thought you did. You're not, and you're not getting the money that you used to, and that's just a fact. And it has nothing to do with your not having channels. YouTube doesn't pay anything really. But that just sounded like an entitled, whiny brat, like the ones that you're just like, oh my god, like, do you hear yourself? And then the way she was talking, I have a video of her, or a screen grab of her saying that, you know, she doesn't care about the money, that what she cares about is the fact that, she let her community down. There are people who depend on her community for their sanity. There are people who need her community, to get through their everyday lives. And, that is what she's here for. That is why she does this. Well, today, here she was sitting up there, whining about the fact that, well, I can't be going live all day like I am and not get paid. She doesn't give a fuck about you guys. Are you like, wake up? Seriously, if you think Natasha gives a flying fuck about anything about you but your wallet or your credit cards, and how you can benefit her, you're going to be sorely mistaken. And don't come back here when you're like, you see it, because you will. Most people end up seeing it at some point. But she doesn't care about you guys. She doesn't care. It's all about the money. She literally said it. She was like, oh, it's pointless for me to be on here live when I'm not getting paid to do it. Okay. Well, that's honest, Natasha. That's honest. If it's not worth your time, then you're not going to do it. So basically, guys, what she's telling you is that she doesn't care if you need her community to get through your everyday life, or it keeps you sane, or it's like the only social interaction you have. She doesn't care about that. So if she's not getting enough money, then she fuck your feelings, right? That who cares? So that's something that kind of was like, okay, Natasha. Well, her true colors. I think she was actually brutally honest a little bit this morning up on Dorothy's channel, and I'll be posting that video. But I think those were some of the most honest things I've ever heard come out of her mouth. Honest to God. And yeah, she's like, then she was sounding like a whiny brat, being like, oh, I hope that you get your income. She talking to a subscriber that posted a comment. She's like, I hope you get your income taken away. Blah, 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 blah. Natasha, first of all, a lot of us don't actually have an income coming on here. I know I certainly don't. So for me, good luck with that. Good luck with that. And with anybody else, like, if you don't play stupid games, you're not going to win stupid prizes, and you play some really stupid games. And everybody, she likes to point fingers, and this is a point that I want to make pretty early on in this video while I have people's attention. She can say all she wants, that everybody else's channel is breaking terms of service or whatever, but let's look at the facts, okay? And I wish I didn't. That's the only reason I wish I come on here prepared. So I'd like to go through one by one of all the things, like, Save the Drama posted today a community post tagging Granny's Watching, and said, unlike Granny's Watching or something, I always come with proof. And what her proof was of, I guess, Granny's Watching's fuckery, quote unquote, was those texts that Lindsay had posted to her community tab, that were the texts that Jessica had sent to Lycan when Natasha Cooper was threatening. And yes, Natasha, raising money, not with a fundraiser, no, but, encouraging people. It could, don't start. It's terminology, and you were pretty much bribing people with that, like the lure of showing Lycan's dick, like, to get people to spend money. It doesn't have to be a fundraiser. So no, she's not wrong about that. You definitely were. And if I'm not mistaken, somebody else, a certain Lycan, actually did have a fundraiser to dig up on Natasha, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be, because I don't watch him. But yeah, so it was like it was the texts that Jess was listing off the stuff that she had on Natasha that, she was kind of like, she cared about him. And, this is somebody who, she had cared about, was in a relationship with, and they were being threatened. So, Jess, who, believe it or not, guys, is actually a really nice person, very caring person. I know that maybe you don't always get that impression from her because, I mean, I'm sorry if this is a secret you didn't want me to tell, Jess. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. But I can't help myself anymore. Jess really isn't the bad guy that you guys make her out to be. Like, she's really not. So she does care. She cares very much about people. So, she wanted to help and she wanted to stop it. So she was like, and that's how YouTube works on here, is that people that's how YouTube warfare works. So don't tell me that that's something that doesn't ever happen and is unique. So she sent the list of things. Now, what I'm going to tell you about those things is that's all stuff. A lot of that's actually stuff that people sent her in the beginning. Like I said, guys, I do remember people asking her in the chat if they wanted if or just letting her know that they had sent her things. And a lot of it matches up with the stuff there. So she's had that information for a really long time. And she has not once put that on YouTube. So everybody's all outraged about Granny's watching, but they seem to forget about the whole chain of custody with that. So what are you proving, Save the Drama, with those texts? That she has information? Okay, cool. You want to know how many people's texts look like that? None of that stuff was put out by Granny's watching. So how is that doxing or attacking children when none of those things on that list were put onto the internet by Jessica, or at all for that matter? So let's not forget, as Jess says. I always said she should have merch that says that, because I hear her say that a lot, and she says it in this tone. She's like, let's not forget. So now I'm going to say that too. Let's not forget that somebody, let's go through the chain of custody here. So, first you have Natasha, who is responsible for taking the picture of the diary pages and then sending them to people. So, okay, there's step one. And then you have the people who took those and sent them to, people like Granny's Watching. So there's that person too. Then you have Granny's Watching, who held on to that information for, from my understanding, a really long period of time and didn't use it. And the buck kind of stopped with her. So, still not on YouTube yet, and then she gave it to Lycan, and Lycan put it onto YouTube. So if Lycan had not put it onto YouTube, what is the problem? Can you explain to me what Granny's Watching did besides give it to somebody, just like Natasha did, just like her, whoever sent it to Granny's Watching did? Would that have been of any harm if Lycan had not put that onto the internet, onto YouTube? Because I don't think so, because nobody would know. Jess wasn't going to use that. Jess didn't put it on YouTube. Jess didn't do that at all. So you're all like outraged and upset about that. But, a lot of the people that are outraged about it are over there sitting in Lycan's chat or having him up on panel. Or, if you're Natasha, just completely ignoring the fact that Jess wasn't the one who put it onto YouTube. That was Lycan. I do not understand this. Like, seriously, sometimes I want to take my fist and kind of knock on someone's skull and be like, hello, anybody home? Like, is there any sign of intelligent life here? Nope, no sign of them. How does that not make sense to you people? I don't get that. So that also goes for any of those other things in there. So every single thing that was mentioned on there, I would like, and you know what? I'm actually going to double check just so I know for sure. Just so I know for sure that I'm not mistaken this. Just in case maybe I missed something, but I doubt it. Hold on. Where is this? So we have, let's see, so this is the list of the stuff that was on that Save the Drama posted. It was in the text that Lindsay was the one who put up that were given to her by Lycan. So it says, I have her dad's obituary, Dalton's ex-wife's obituary, comments from Dalton's daughters, and how they hate NC and her kids, pics of Natasha's mom, diary entries by her niece. So she had all that stuff. Now, she didn't dig up that stuff. People sent that to her, and I can promise, I can actually confirm that people sent that, because I actually received not all of those, not even close to all of those, but I think 2 of those things. And I'm sure other creators have as well. Jess didn't go digging for that. She's not saying that she's had, I know for a fact she's had a lot of that information for a while, because the email that I received with one of those things was a really long time ago. So, Jess is sat on it. Jess has just, she hasn't done anything with it. Nothing. Zero. Um, and the one time that she sends a text, how many of you guys send text messages? I think we all do. So if I'm going to be held guilty for simply sending a text to somebody that never makes it on the internet, then yikes. Okay, that's not, if we're going to really be outraged, let's be outraged with the person who actually put it onto YouTube. That's the person that you should be making these outraged community posts about, not Granny's Watching. Granny's Watching has never, and I actually, even when I was upset with Granny's Watching, I think that there was a live where I had done on here prior, where I was talking about, at that point in time, I probably, if I had a fault of hers, I would have thrown it out there. But I'm telling you guys, like, she's really not the bad person you guys think she is, and on top of that, she's actually not. How do I put this? She hasn't changed. Like, she's been one of the only people that has stuck to like something consistent here. From the get-go. She's also never, because I was thinking to myself, and I'm like, because somebody had come in and said that Jess had shown, I believe it was like Natasha's arrest record. Well, guys, no, she didn't. No, she didn't. And I had to really think about that one. And I was thinking, and I'm like, okay, because they were justifying why Natasha would feel it was acceptable to share the stuff about Jess's dad. And I was really thinking, I was like, okay. And then I was thinking to myself, I've been watching Granny since the beginning. And like I said, especially in the early parts, I never missed a live. And so, while we may have discussed Natasha's, criminal record, not once has Granny's Watching posted that to her screen, as far as I can remember. And I don't believe I've ever seen Granny's Watching post anything else like that. So none of those things that are in that list are anything that that Granny Watching has done. So I really, like, if that's your proof, like, that doesn't make sense to me. What are you proving? That she sent a text message and is saying that she has received these things? And that's kind of like, people act all outraged when text messages are showed. Like, they don't talk like that behind the scenes when they absolutely do. Like, get over yourself. How many of you guys send stuff to Natasha? Natasha has literally done like a call for action, asking people to have any information. I have video for saying it from her own mouth. If you have any information about, the people that speak out about me, please send it to me. I also know for a fact, because there have been royalty chat leaks. And I'm assuming I'm not the only person who's gotten them. But of course I haven't put them out either. Because that's subscribers. That's one of the things I actually have mentioned, but want to heavily redact. But I know that you guys are digging up information on people there too. Like, I've seen it. So for you to say that, people don't ever just send stuff to people, then okay, that doesn't make sense. Also, I also wanted to confirm out of my own mouth, because I was thinking about this today as well. And when I had my little meltdown where I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue on doing YouTube because I was frustrated and stressed, I deleted a lot of my screen grabs and stuff. But what I didn't realize is that it did back up to my cloud. The issue with that is that I have to figure out where exactly this clip is. But I do want to say, Jess had mentioned at one point that Natasha had literally described where she lives, like, to a T. And for everybody online, and was, or like a location that's familiar to her. Because I can't remember which. It was either, yeah. So regardless, it was something. She was describing a house that is something that Jess would know really well. So clearly, either Natasha, and I heard this with my own ears. I have a screen grab of it somewhere. So either Natasha, was digging herself, or I don't know, somebody sent her something too. Except the difference is that Natasha posts that to the screen. Natasha posts the stuff about Jess's dad. Natasha posts people's criminal records. Kim and Crafton's domestic violence record, police record thing, the jail record. That's what Natasha does, and other people in the community. To be fair, other people do it too. But you wanna know who has not done that? Jess. And I know it drives a lot of people crazy, and honestly, at a lot of times, I might have agreed with you, but it's like, she's really not doing a lot of these things. Like I know that Lindsay, I know that Dorothy prior to that, and some of the people surrounding her have gone through old lives looking for her name in the chat and trying to find something on her, anything on her whatsoever. But there's nothing there. Um, so like people are so desperately trying to prove that she's not who she says she is when including myself before. I'm talking about a long time, like not a long time ago, but not in like the past couple weeks, but before, I mean, if people would have been so happy to find something that suggested that Granny's watching is not who she says she is. But she's exactly who she says she is. Her views have not changed. How she is has not changed. The only thing that I've seen that maybe has changed is people are like, oh, she's gotten worse. Well, I don't think that's the right word. I don't think she's gotten worse. I think that she's just been putting up with so much crap that she's gotten a bit angrier. Yeah. I mean, but wouldn't you? But she's always been like this. She's loud. She's outspoken. She has no issue speaking her mind. I mean, she doesn't have a filter. She makes up words. So do I. I mean, whatever. I actually think it's kind of funny. So whatever, like you're going to say that like she's gotten worse and all of this, like I don't really know where that's coming from. Because Granny's watching, like, like her or not, has been consistent. And I know that people are like, oh, you're coming on here to, I'm doing this because I feel that this is something that needs to happen. Because right now, the popular opinion is not to associate with Granny's watching or Kim or whatever. Because people are all outraged about nothing. 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 Or themselves. It's almost like they're holding up a mirror, they're looking at the mirror, but they're seeing Jess's face instead, when really they're just looking at themselves. A lot of that's kind of creepy too. But guys, Jess might be outspoken. Jess might come off aggressive. Jess might go after people aggressively. But it's not anything that's not something that, first of all, is common on YouTube, but second of all, none of that is what she gets accused of. She has never doxed anybody. Never. And if there is a video of her doing it, then I have not seen it. And, I haven't seen anybody else post it. So where's that proof? Right. So where's that proof? Where's the proof that Jess has said some of these horrible things that I see people running with? Where's the proof of that? Haven't seen that in a clip either. Where is her, attacking children? Now, I don't think mentioning here, you know what, guys, we're going to have a little bit of a difference of opinion here. Because I'm going to speak my mind and not speak what I think people will want to hear for this. Okay. I don't think talking about somebody as a parent or mentioning things like that I don't have an issue with that. You're not like going on here and, taking a child and, like what happened to Jess's child, sexualizing a child on here and, talking about them in that manner. That is attacking a child, in my opinion. Attacking a child is coming at somebody who has a child who's special needs, and using, language that should not be used and, going after that. That is a problem. Or, any of if you're coming on here and there's a child and you're attacking them, like you're doing all like racist, any of that's it. Racist, homophobia, transphobia. I'm not here for any of that. But with attacking children, I mean like attacking children. I'm not talking about saying, this person has a daughter and, this was concerning, especially when it has to do with adults. I'm going to amend my, because I was saying no kids, even if they're adults, because I thought that was what I thought that that's what like the rules were around here, but I've never been outraged by that. And I'm going to start playing by my own rules because I'm just going to be straight up and honest. I do not think it is a problem to talk about somebody's adult children, especially if they are creators here on YouTube or are prominent visitors onto your stream, or things like that. If it is a minor, that should be absolutely off limits. However, about talking about the child themselves, however, I have no issue if somebody says that, like, you're a bad role model. Like, you're that's bad parenting. I really don't care about that stuff. I found that the people who tend to take that super seriously have like their own reasons for why that would bother them so much. And if enough people are like, that's, but I don't plan on doing it right. You know what I mean, guys? But I'm not outraged by it. If I see that, I'm not like, oh my God, that's so horrible. Jess has never attacked somebody's minor child in any of those fashions that, we would think to ourselves, that's attacking. Mentioning is not attacking. That is not attacking. That is grasping for things to be outraged about. That's what that is. And so yeah, there you have it. Okay, so I'm not outraged by that. I'm not outraged by a few things that other people seem to be, but that's one of the main ones. I don't think that, if you're no, if your child is on here and that, and I don't think that attacking, and then that's a whole different thing. What I'm trying to say though is that mentioning is not attacking. I don't have a problem with that at all. What I do have a problem with is the folks that are, making profiles as people's children and trolling in chats, which that's not Jess doing that. That's coming from somewhere else. Just like the diary pages were coming from somewhere else when they got put on YouTube. So the people who are bringing these things to YouTube are not the people that are have the finger pointed at them. And all of the proof I'm seeing is just stupid. So of course, Natasha just had her title of it, Crafton took down my, or whatever. So I'm like, okay, I'm trying to read it. I pull up the thing in text. Your evidence of this is that it was, after you had already lost your channels. Well, bitch, you're not supposed to be here if you've lost them. You're supposed to, stay away and not make new channels while YouTube is looking at your, looking at it and, deciding whether it's valid or not, or, when they're doing their process. I'm, pretty sure you're not supposed to make a new channel. So I don't see that as a mess. No, that's not how that works. Like, miss me with that. Like, no, that's just people saying that, there's been inappropriate content on here and that person is not following directions. That's what that was. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. And I feel like that's grasping at straws. But Natasha is just so, she just goes through these ups and downs, and she was all over about the money today. Like, if you guys wanted to really know what she cares about, I'm telling you, today that mask came down a little bit, and it was pretty obvious, and it was gold. It was pure gold because I don't have to do commentary with videos about her. I just put it all out there. Now, while I have the topic of videos, I do want to mention that I am working on a few kind of like commentary series, like clip video series. And I do realize, guys, and I apologize for this, I have ADHD, like diagnosed, medicated, like I'm not just making it up and self-diagnosing here. So I do start a lot of projects and then don't always follow through with it, but I'm really trying to get better at that. So bear with me. But with clip videos, I actually kind of enjoy making them. So I'm doing 2 different series. One of them is a surprise, and I think it's going to be a longer video. But the other one I'm going to do is debunking Dorothy. And the first episode of debunking Dorothy is going to be going through that entire weekend of, that just ridiculous, manic, obsessive ranting about grannies watching that weekend. And we're going to go through it, and we're going to debunk every single lie that Dorothy told in there, because first of all, they're easy to clear up. And second of all, they were just that's all it was. I don't know if any of you guys were watching it, but Dorothy at one point had, she was trying to prove that Jess bashed Shanann Watts, or it's something what is her name? Sincerely Emily's Live. Like last summer, and she's playing these clips, and she says, oh guys, wait, I have these clips. I'm going to show everybody, this is who Jessica really is. And I'm waiting for it. I'm like, okay, she says she's got proof. She says she's got receipts. She said she, stumbled upon this gold mine of information that proves that Jessica is not a good person, that she says, you know what I mean? So I'm waiting for it, and she's playing these clips, and I'm listening to it, Not once did Jess bash Shanann. They were just discussing the different factors of victimology, which is a legitimate thing. Nothing that she said felt inappropriate to me. And I usually have a pretty good sensor for that kind of stuff. Of what and it didn't even feel borderline like distasteful. They were just discussing the case. So I kept waiting, and I remember there were actually other people in the chat that said the same thing. They were like, so when is the part that shows her bashing? Like when is that? Because we've been listening to this live for a half hour now, and nothing has been said about that. So there's that. That's the first one. I mean, none of that. I mean, I wish Dorothy. I mean, part of me wishes she would put that up again so people could see for themselves, so we can go one by one and debunk. Because she just likes to make stuff up. Or people send it to her. I don't really know which it is, but she doesn't vet her information. That's for sure. And I mean, what were some of the other big ones that really pissed me off in that? I mean, that's an easy one to prove. I mean, it's stupid. So that's my point is I am going to be going through those because it's so dumb. It's so dumb. Everybody just, jumps on these bandwagons and, right now the cool thing to do is to hate Granny's watching Kim Crafton. And oh, did I put this picture on here? Wait. I hope I did. I probably didn't. Oh, lame. Okay, I was gonna put up a picture of it says, "Do I look like a girl who's concerned with being cool?" And it's like she's in like a seal costume. It's from a show called As Told by Ginger that was on Nickelodeon back in like the early 2000s, but never mind. But I'm just gonna, I've been here long enough that I've seen the big picture and I'm looking at who's doing what and who's these community posts where people are saying that here's proof that Granny's watching did this, but where's the proof though? I want somebody to explain that to me. What do those texts prove? What do they prove? They don't prove anything to me. And, really all that proves is that the person who keeps dropping people's texts on their community post, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. Yeah, I saw your community post today. Go do your research into the Delphi case. Go put those skills that you use to dig up people's information constantly and put it to good. Go do true crime. Great. I think that's a wonderful idea. Please. I don't I can't with that. So I mean, regardless though, that's Save the Drama did that. Like, what is that proving? I don't understand what the proof is. And then a lot of the times what I'm seeing that's really, really interesting. And I have noticed a few comments that other people have noticed this too. Dorothy's, first of all, Dorothy's got some new mods. That's interesting. And also, the same people who, recently had to could not be in support of Granny's watching anymore. They just could not do it. Nope, not in good conscience. Not in good conscience. Their morals and values were far too strong to, than to let them do that. But, these are people that are now heavily supporting Natasha and Dorothy. Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Again, what? You're going to say, that's that. Oh my God. You say that you don't stand for doxing or, people's lives being dug in on, like real life. The people you're supporting are the ones that do that. Jess has not gone real life. Jess did not put those things on the internet. Like I don't know how much louder I have to scream that. The person who posts people's personal records, Dorothy did it. Natasha did it, posted Kim and Crafton's, the jail records for that. They have posted that article and records about Jessica's father, who has nothing to do with YouTube whatsoever, which was only done to hurt her, which, that must have been incredibly hard for her to go through. I can't even imagine. So why are you bringing that here? Okay. Oh, you know what? I have a great idea. So if it's okay, because I actually had somebody do this in my chat recently. If it's okay for trolls that don't like Jess to come into my chat and elsewhere that I've seen many, many, many times and say, I don't even remember if it's, I'm going to say, where's the 50K? So is it okay for trolls that do support Granny's watching to go ask your daughter, Natasha, where the 20K is? Would that be acceptable? Or would that be a lot of outrage? Because I happen to think that there would be a lot of outrage if somebody was to do that. And yeah, so that's the thing. People people like to act like, they can do whatever they want, but if somebody else does it, it's a problem. Or, but people, I don't know, but these are people that, like, I have literally heard from them that they think X, Y, or Z. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But now they're like completely flipping on what they stand for, and what's important to them. And it's like, when you're, but I don't know why I thought differently. Cause like, if it's somebody that like really goes hard for one particular person, usually they're, very easily blinded by that person's faults when they're supporting them. So I can't expect the fact that if they were doing it for Jess, that they weren't not going to do it wherever they go. But I like to think that people have critical thinking skills and logical thinking, and all of those, and a lot of that, it just doesn't make sense. Like the receipts Natasha was just showing in her thing about Crafton, it has nothing to do with anybody quote unquote taking her channels down in the first place. That's not what that was about from how I saw it, or like what I could make out of the letters. That's not what that was. So that's not real. The reason your channels aren't here is because of what you do. I don't know how many more times we have to say that. It has nothing to do with anybody else. If you're not doing anything wrong, then there wouldn't be a problem. There wouldn't be a problem. But she can't seem to accept that. And she's like, I hope everybody gets their income taken away. And, if I can't make money on here, nobody should. And all this stupid stuff. And then, Dorothy's like, Dorothy was talking about Mandy C just now. I guess there's some live going on right now per Natasha of somebody who doesn't like Mandy, who's like, I don't know, talking about her. But Dorothy's response to that was, how does she exist? How does she pay her bills and support herself? And, I'm like, but Dorothy, how do you support yourself? What do you do? Do you have a job? Does Natasha have a job? No, not to my knowledge. So that's the thing. Like, when you get fired from your employer, you get back up on your feet, you polish off your resume, and you go and you find a new job. So sitting there on the internet and complaining about it isn't going to change the fact. If you really, really were that, you needed an income like that, and you were really that strapped for cash, you would go get a job. There's you can do a lot of stuff sitting in your recliner nowadays. Yeah, the sky's the limit, really. All from your own comfort of your own recliner. And yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, if there was a better example of Natasha just caring about money, today was a prime example of it. And it's because she's realizing she doesn't have the support that she thought she did. And, people can't, if you're from a business standpoint, it almost makes sense. So if she can't grow, like if she's hit that plateau in this community and genre, and she's not I think she's kind of hit her plateau of new people that would come in and be more willing to open their wallets to her. Because I think a lot of her longtime people, first of all, like, a lot of people don't have that kind of disposable income right now to throw money at Natasha Cooper. And it almost felt like she was shaming people for that today too. I forgot her exact words, but I will put out the video of her saying it. But she was basically like shaming and yelling at her subscribers for not giving her more money, And she was sounding so ungrateful. She's like, if I only get $20 a day, well, bitch, I would love to get $20 a day on here. You should be grateful for whatever people choose to give you. Nobody owes you anything on here. Nobody. It's a choice to start on YouTube. It's not like somebody hires you and this is like your, you get like a wage. And she's like, well, I counted on the money from YouTube. What, your scam money to feed your gambling habits, and your shopping addiction? Okay, so yeah, that must be really hard for her, to not be able to go and gamble and spend like she used to, which I think is exactly what's going on in my opinion. So she doesn't have that. That's too bad. That's too bad, right? That's too bad. So just like, people that are, in your opinion, on government assistance should not be able to get any extra money. They should only be getting what the government gives them, and that's that. So by your logic that, if Dalton pays all your bills and, you guys are doing just fine that way, and what you make on YouTube is for you, and you're then you should be fine too. You should be fine. you have what you need. So anything extra, you don't deserve anything extra, right? And she's like, I worked so hard on this. What you don't work to do anything. Like, what about that is work? Please, I would love to have a panel of people who actually break their backs every day doing like manual labor or, really intensive stuff, or, our nurses or our law enforcement or, EMTs, the people that work these ridiculous hours. Um, like, why don't you? I hate it. I hate it. I'm like, she is just such a selfish person. Selfish person. All she cares about is money and herself. That's all she cares about. And this is just, oh my god. And people buy into it, and they're like, "Oh, it's so horrible. They took away your income, a mother's income. However will you provide for your family now? Oh, that's so horrible." You got Natasha, not Natasha. You got Dorothy dropping to Natasha's PayPal and fundraisers and all of that. Like, okay, what is it, Dorothy? Dorothy, didn't you like to tell me that Rody Gal lives up my ass? Like, it sounds to me like you're living up Natasha's ass, and at least you've got some like roomy real estate in there. Clearly, I mean, maybe that's an upgrade from where you're at now. I don't know. But actually, I could keep going with that. It's a metaphor, but I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna do that. But I'm just, really what I want to say is, I'm just really disappointed in people. I just want to like shake people and be like, do you hear yourself? Like, do you have a brain? Does it work? Is there something wrong? Has our school system completely failed everybody? Because people, I heard today, actually, I will touch on that whole intelligence factor. So they were reading out, I think it was a community post that Kim had put up. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure. And it was like this long rant because she was angry, rightfully so. And they were like, oh, somebody went to law school and can't even finish a sentence, doesn't even use punctuation, can't spell, and all these people laughing and making fun and discrediting. Well, I have higher education as well. I also have ADHD, which I know Kim has too. And that is classic right there. You kind of go on this when your brain is like dead set on writing something, you just go, screw punctuation, screw, and you impulsively, you don't even stop to reread it. You impulsively hit that post button. And that's probably what happened there. She's very smart. I don't know how you people can't see that. She's incredibly well spoken. It's clear. Like, I can't say the same for a lot of you, honestly. Many of you actually. Kim is clearly a very intelligent woman. And just because she didn't go and take the bar doesn't mean she didn't go to law school. That's not how that works. It just means that, from my understanding of what she's put out there for people to know publicly, is that, she had a lot of stuff come up in life at that point, and it just, she chose to focus elsewhere. She felt that her attention needed to be with her family. I believe that was what it was. Because her son has learning differences. And I don't know if it's learning. That's not the right word. Special needs, I guess. I always hate that too, though, because I don't know. So whatever the word is, her son has some challenges and stuff. And I think that what she had said was, and I could be wrong, but what she had said is like that was when that was starting to manifest and kind of get him diagnosed with all that. And that's hard. So that takes up a lot of your time. And I think she was doing it on her own too. So, she chose her son over going to law school or taking the bar, and she went to law. What I'm trying to say. What's the fault in that? What's the fault? I would choose my child over anything. And it's sometimes those are just some sacrifices that you have to make. But regardless, it doesn't matter. Regardless is that what she writes on there is in no way indicative of her intelligence, like none whatsoever. At least like what she writes makes sense. At least like, oh God. Okay. Well, there are a few people over here that I believe that they're around my age, which would make it so they're kind of at the tail end of the No Child Left Behind thing. But clearly some people here, like, I don't know if like they never, like how they graduated, or if they graduated, I don't know. Because oh my god, Um, I can't, and I'm not even like, I know Granny's watching makes up some of her own words sometimes or whatever, um, but I don't honestly, guys, like, when I listen to people and I'm listening to, and I've talked to Granny, like, she doesn't strike me as, like, what people say. Because people are gonna be like, "Well, you have Granny who can't, like, use the right terms for words." Well, a lot of it is funny, and I don't always use the right terms for words either, but at least she can speak and, like, get words out of her mouth and, like, speak in coherent sentences that people understand and can make sense. At least she doesn't take an entire hour to say in one sentence. At least she communicates, pretty clearly. She's very direct with that communication style. So I don't understand. And these are I mean, honestly though, the only reason I'm being nasty about that or being ugly about it is because these are the people that are saying that about her are the people that I'm kind of throwing jabs at right now. So obviously intelligence isn't just like, being smart either. There's all sorts of intelligence. There's, street smarts, and then there's people who are book smart. And then there's people like, if you ask me to put something together or like, math stuff or whatever, like I can do the math that I need for my career with like, business marketing and analytics and stuff. I can do that, but like anything further, no. But I am, and I'm not gonna, be put myself down here. I am very intelligent, and I think that that's obvious. But I also can recognize like intelligence in other ways with things, but that's not even the point of this. My point is that I think a lot of people here are just emotionally stupid, and for whatever reason, they are just so invested in this whole YouTube thing, and they're just. But shame on the people that throw out all that misinformation. Seriously. And I'm waiting for proof. I want to see proof that Jess has done those things that everybody keeps saying that she's done with, doxing. And I want to see actual clips. I want to see the clips. I want to see the screenshots. I want to see it all. Because what you posted doesn't help your argument at all. That does nothing to sway me to believe that you are telling the truth. None whatsoever. So, and on top of that, I would like to see proof that Jess said what, Pesky says that she was saying. I would like to see that because there's so many clip channels out here. There's so many that are, like I said in my last one, if it was me, I would understand if nobody got a screenshot of it because I'm not really a big deal. A lot of people don't sit and lurk waiting for me to say things, but they sure do for Granny and Natasha and Dorothy. Less so Dorothy. But definitely Natasha and definitely Granny's watching. So are you going to say that if Jess had said the words that Pesky said that she said about that, do you not think somebody would have clipped that? Do you not think somebody would have grabbed that and been like, "Oh yes, that is going in the file"? There, oh well, we got to make a clip video with stickers and music, stupidness, and just post it and not put any research or anything in anything. But I'm sure somebody would have. Any of these bad behaviors should be well documented. Am I right? I mean, I can document anything that I say. If I was to make, let me rephrase that. If I was to make claims like that about somebody, yeah, I'd be damn sure that I had the receipts to back that up prior. Now, is anybody perfect on here? No, but like people are getting so hateful and angry about things that she has not done. And unfortunately, because of how she presents herself and how, kind of her personality, people are really willing to believe that about her. Because, yeah, I'm sure she knows this. I don't have to tell her. I mean, she can come off as aggressive. She can. She's actually a really nice person, though. Like, I don't know if that's a secret she doesn't want people to know, but I'm guilty. I put that on YouTube. My bad. Be outraged. She's actually, she does. She's a very nice person. But of course, like, the internet's going to do stuff to you anyway. When you're on YouTube and you're having to be exposed to people, every time you open your computer because of the algorithm, you're seeing videos about yourself over and over and over again. It would probably get to people. Yeah, especially when it's lies. Like if I was Natasha, I'd be like, yeah, okay, well, some of the stuff that comes out about Natasha isn't true. That's fair. But the majority of it is. But like if you see yourself being posted in videos with things that literally didn't happen that are like really damaging to your character, that gets to you after a while. It gets to you when you feel attacked, and people's reasons for attacking you have nothing to do with anything that you really did. That's so bad, but you maybe you hurt their feelings, or you're talking about somebody that they support, and just because of that, you've got all these people coming after you like you're the worst person on the planet. I got a mini dose of that recently, and it doesn't feel good. So I can't imagine that on a larger scale. It would make me not ever want to come onto the internet, to be honest. Because for me being me, and I'm sure when Jess first started this, you kind of have this human instinct to want to correct all of these lies immediately. But honestly, what everybody here ends up learning is that it doesn't matter. It does not matter how many receipts you post in your own defense. People don't ever believe it. They only see what they want to see. And that is just a straight fact. So, that's why I've been in this conundrum, though, about should I show receipts or not? Because on the one hand, people like to, some people care, some people have brains and like to see the proof and actually, use that information to further their own opinions. Some people do that. But the majority of people on here, guys, the sad reality is that they're not going to believe me no matter what I say. I could say all day long that something's going on. I could say the sky's blue all day long. And if, that one person, if they see it a different way, they're not going to ever see it my way, just because it's coming from me. So I don't know. Part of me thinks it's just pointless. Part of me thinks it just makes me look bad. Ultimately, because then people, go back when they're mad at me and be like, but at the same time, I really don't care. Like, my days of pretending to do anything else but what I am and what I'm about, those days are over. I'm not pretending to like people I don't like. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna go on here based off of politics. Because I don't care that much. I'd rather have no YouTube at all than to do things here for the wrong reasons. And I found myself starting to do that. And that's kind of what encouraged me to kind of take a step back and reevaluate what's going on here. And then I realized it's like, there's no point in putting your best foot forward on here. If you've got an attitude and you can be a bitch and you can come on like that, that's who I am. Like, and I don't know why that was ever, I don't know why I just didn't do that. Well, because before I made a channel, like I've been nasty as hell in chats. I mean, I can shit talk with the best of them. Let me tell you. But when I came on here, I kind of put on this more of my more professional self putting forward. And it's not me. And I think that's what was really frustrating about me and my channel is because I was like, I don't like this image of myself. Who I am is I want to speak my mind. I want to be able to say whatever the fuck I want to say about whoever I want to say it about. And, that's what I'm going to do going forward. I don't care anymore. Like, I don't care. Nobody else cares about my feelings on here. That's how these things work. I'm not doing anything against the rules or against terms of service or anything like that. So nobody's going to, get in my way from doing it. And however, I am going to say, correct some of the wrongs. Like I will, like a lot of the stuff, honestly, guys, like I wish I could just like shake people sometimes and be like, you guys see people as this big, mean monster. And a lot of it is just based on because they can be mean or because they don't like Natasha. Like, guys, Granny's watching is not this big evil villain that everybody paints her out to be, who I even wanted to paint her out to be at one point. She's exactly who she says she is, and has none of that has been a lie. Clearly, she looks exactly like her pictures too. And it's true. It's true. She has stood firm in her beliefs and what she believes in on here and what she stands for. None of it's changed. I mean, if somebody names something that's changed, she's right. She had said that at one point, and she's right. She is. She has not changed. And I respect that. I mean, I don't necessarily think there's anything wrong with like quote unquote flip flopping, but she has not. I don't really think that like, I don't know. I don't really like that term to begin with, but if You don't ever have to wonder what Jess thinks about you. She will let you know. She's not going to be fake like that. Yeah, and I'm just frustrated, and I probably should not have. I was going to come on here a lot more angry, but I did have I have some gummy things somewhere. I don't know where they went, but yeah, so I'm a little bit calmer now, but that's probably a good thing. It's probably a good thing. It's getting late, right? I wasn't even going to go live today. I like literally stormed through my homework as fast as I possibly could so I could come on here and rant and rave, because Natasha Cooper is just an evil, pathetic woman who, if you want to see the real Natasha Cooper, go watch Dorothy. Well, actually, Dorothy apparently deleted her last 14-hour live. 14 hours. And then she went straight from there, guys. Dorothy went straight to Natasha's panel after that, to which she, as of the time I started recording this, was still there. When has she slept? When has she slept? When has she, taken care of her home? I don't understand. That's so, that, I don't think I could, sit and stream for that long without having to care for those in my home. Wow. Yeah, maybe a nap, or I hope, sure as hell, I hope she's not like driving, after not sleeping for that long. Like, come on. But regardless, yeah. And Dorothy actually had some good points today, though, when she was talking to Natasha, and I can't help but wonder if Dorothy, in the back of her mind, is like, realizes that Natasha is bullshitting her and being like an absolute con, scam, money hungry, thing, sea witch. Part of me can't help but wonder if Dorothy knows this, and is still just going along with it for whatever reason. Because Dorothy was asking some of the right questions today. I'm telling you, was asking. She's like, "Well, don't you get this? Didn't YouTube pay you for that? Don't you have a go? These funds still? Don't you still have your thing scrolling? Don't you still get super chats? Don't you have a Patreon?" So yeah, I mean, Dorothy was asking the right questions today. I'll give her that. And Natasha deflected and evaded all of them, and a lot of the time didn't answer. She's like, "It's not the same. Well, get over it. Don't play stupid games. You don't have to win stupid prizes then. It's as simple as that. Don't have any sympathy for it. I really don't. I really don't. And I understand it's probably very frustrating for her. But that's too bad. You should have thought about that. You should have modified your behavior before it got to this point. They gave her, what did she say? Her channel's been taken out 7 other times. So at what point did you not say, hey, maybe I should be careful, and maybe I should tone it down. Maybe I should, not do all of these things that are against the rules, and just the reason that people don't like you. Because she doesn't seem to understand that either. It's so weird. I don't understand it. I'm like, are these people delusional, or like, am I living in another dimension? Like, what is this, some sort of like ridiculous, fucked up circus nightmare? Like, I don't get it. But I just wanted to check in about those things really quickly, just to point out the kind of the things that I've been seeing, the hypocrisy, the community posts that I've seen, where people are suggesting that, like, I'm going to say this one more time. Okay, one more time. So here is all of the people that were involved in the diary pages coming on here. So first, Natasha Cooper took a picture of those diary pages and sent it to a friend. That friend then sent it to Granny's Watching. And Granny's Watching did nothing with it. And then at one point, Granny's Watching sent that to Lycan. And Lycan put it onto YouTube. So who's at fault there? Who's at fault? Because if, Natasha had given it to somebody and that person had given it to Jess and Jess had given it to Lycan and then Lycan chose not to do anything with it, then it wouldn't have ever gotten on YouTube, and it's not a fucking problem. The reason it's a problem is because Lycan put it onto YouTube. So why is Granny's Watching getting the blame for that? Can somebody please fucking explain it to me? I'm dead serious. Like, it pisses me off. Can someone explain it to me, please? Why is it that Granny's Watching is not okay, but Lycan is fine, and that's not a problem? Like, the only reason it's on there is because of him. And, as for any of those other things that were listed in that, the only reason the public knows about that is because Lindsay posted it. Granny never posted any of those things. And if Lindsay had not posted those messages, then nobody would have known. It wouldn't, no problem, right? No problem, right? None, zero. What harm's done if something never actually makes it to Facebook? I mean, YouTube. Lindsay, you of anybody should know that. You know, if you're doing the digging, you've been kind of deflecting that the whole time. You're like, oh, I didn't put it out. Okay, well, I don't understand this outrage. It's so stupid. I just can't. Like, I really would like somebody to explain that to me. I would love to see where she doxed somebody. Dorothy actually accused her of doing something today that was really irritating. Oh no, maybe it was Kim. I think she suggested that Kim was trying to organize an organized attack on her adult son's Facebook or something, which that's not what happened there. First of all, nobody was organizing and rallying people to do that of a Facebook that she said was hacked and hadn't been used. And so how is what? Dorothy, nobody was doing that. Nobody. But of course she had to bring that out, and so everybody can be outraged about that too. Because everybody likes to be outraged about everything. Everything. Even when it's stupid stuff. Like, guys, I'm not going to pretend that I'm outraged by anything anymore. Like, if I'm not outraged by it, then I'm not outraged by it. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. And there are some things that I'm just really I'm not outraged by. The adult child that is on YouTube thing being one of them. For sure. But I'm saying though, like your logic says, if it's okay for people to come into Granny's chat, my chat, anybody, I'm sure other people have gone and say, where's the 50K? Then it is appropriate for people to go into Hannah's and ask her where the 20K is, right? Okay. Noted. Do you guys see though how this logic works? Like, you kind of probably would want to think twice about putting that out as law. But that's fine. And as far as I know, I don't know if anybody has. I mean, I'm sure now that, if I say that, she'll say that somebody said that to Hannah, or she'll, have somebody go leave comments on there or something. I don't know. But I actually don't really believe it. I don't believe it. A lot of the stuff that she reads is just curated hate, and she's got all sorts of people wrapped around her finger, and she's just manipulating. She's manipulating you. Open your eyes. You guys want to rant and rave about how we aren't smart, that, we're the dumb ones, and all those laughing emojis. Okay, sweetie. Okay. I literally laugh at you every single day. And I'm like, thank the Lord I'm not that ignorant. Thank the Lord. My parents raised me right. Yeah, I'm not a complete, you know the word I want to use? Somebody used this word recently and I liked it. A bimbo. A bimbo. There's a lot of ignorant bimbos on here. Buffoons, as Dorothy said. Oh, it's getting late, guys. I have a clip of her saying, and I'm a huge buffoon. And I'm like, I can't agree more, girl. Can't agree more. But yeah, so, I mean, I think there was some other stuff I wanted to cover, but honestly, I'm getting a little tired now. And I just wanted to make sure I wanted to come on and rant and rave about a few of those things. I wasn't even going to do that. So that is a treat for you guys. Like I said, like and subscribe. It is a free way to help my channel get out into the algorithm. And I do know that I did see that I have a few members now. Like I said, I am going to be rolling out those perks and stuff. Just give me like some time to figure all of that out. I need to get myself back into my email first of all, because like I said, somehow locked myself out. But I think I'm going to make 2 separate emails, and one is for members, just so I can be absolutely sure that I respond to you guys in priority. Because of my ADD, I'm trying to make this foolproof for myself, because I want to deliver. I don't want to let any of you guys down. I'm very much about community building. I am very much about having that relationship with you guys and I don't want to be somebody who lets people down. I start a lot of projects and I don't always follow through, but I'm trying to set this up so that doesn't happen here. But yes, I do have memberships out now. I also posted a link today, guys, to my Amazon list, but it's not like a regular one. It's my animal rescue one. So basically, what it is, it's all pet supplies. Because I have three dogs, two dogs of my own. I also foster southern rescues that come up from the south from overcrowded shelters. And I have three cats of my own, and then I have a feral colony that I take care of. And sometimes foster as well. So, as you can imagine, that gets rather expensive. And, being a full time grad student, if anybody is so inclined to want to donate to that, I've tried to put as many items from like each of their favorites as I could on there. Some of them are just big quantities of stuff for the feral colony. But I put a bunch of items on there that would be greatly appreciated if anybody was so inclined as to want to donate to that. Obviously, that all goes to my pets and to the animals that I help. Cat food is definitely a priority right now, as it is kitten season, and I've been seeing a large influx in strays, pregnant mamas, so on and so forth. So, anything that anybody could do, if you're looking to help me out, that would be a great way. I would much rather have somebody buy cat food for me to help these cats than a super chat any day, because I am all about animals. Animals are my life. I like them more than people, because an animal has the most pure soul out there. Like, they love you unconditionally, no matter what you've done, and they need you. I just love animals. I always have. So yes, I put a link to that. It should be in my latest community post. So if anybody wants to go check that out. There's also a link to my other channel, which is a more serious one, with like true crime, recent events. I do plan, guys, so this isn't a promise, but I'm going to try to figure out. I've been watching the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case, like a hawk. Like almost like, somebody would watch sports. I'm really interested in it. I've got a lot of really interesting opinions, interesting thoughts, and I found some really interesting stuff here on YouTube that I would love to share with you guys. And I'd also love to have my dad come weigh in. So I'll probably do that on my other channel, but I might stream it here as well, so it just won't be posted here afterwards. I don't really know how that works. But I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who's become a member so far. I cannot thank you enough. Like, I swear to you, I am just so honored that anybody wants to listen to me at all. So you guys are so greatly appreciated. Each and every one of you are. Anybody who watches my video, anybody who hits that like, hits that subscribe button, drops a comment down below after, that if they have a thought while they're listening, all of that helps me out immensely. And I would have absolutely nothing without you guys. Absolutely nothing. And I cannot even begin to thank you. And I will do my best to be the bee I need to be, or I should be. Oh, there's 3 B's. But yeah, so all right. I think I am gonna get off of here though, because I am. Oh my god! Wait, guys, wait. Sorry, I thought I just read something on the back of my water bottle here that I. Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought this said something it didn't, and I was like, oh my god, that's a sign. It's interesting, but no, it's not. Never mind. Crisis averted. But yeah, I hope everybody has a great night. I'm not sure. I know that Kim and Crafton are going live, I believe, at maybe 10:30 it said, or 10:30. And it sounds like Kim's pretty heated, as I can imagine, with everything that's been going on. So I'm probably going to head over there. This video probably won't even upload by when I go to bed. Or it might. This isn't as long as the last one, but I will be setting up a live very, very soon where we can go more in depth about everything in the situation. I just wanted to get some of these thoughts off my chest while I was thinking about them, so I don't forget, so I can address it. Because, the stupidity and the hypocrisy and the double standards and the just straight up misinformation and lies, out of control. And it doesn't come from where people think. And I really would like people to think about that. Think about the action and then look at the chain that led, who's really guilty here. That's what I want to know. And I want to see the proof. So if people want to say things like that, I want to see the proof. And not, I mean, because every bit of proof I've seen so far isn't gonna sway me. Because it proves nothing. It proves nothing. So yeah, that is where I'm at right now. That's where I'm at. And I'm not gonna apologize for it either. Like if you can, like, if people care that much about who I support and who I'm friendly with, I don't know, guys. That's not cool. I'm friendly with people I am for a reason. And I don't have to, just because, because the people who are popular to like, that the tables always turn because nobody here is innocent. So the tables always turn. And I'm not going to sit here and, say that I feel or stand any other way than what I do. I don't really care if it's popular or not, honestly. I'm really tired of, people twisting these things and making Granny's watching out to be this big monster that honestly even they had me believe in at one point, like, because it's so convincing the way they spin it. I think it's mostly fueled by that she's loud and outspoken. And it's, the way she comes off can be aggressive. So people automatically, they have that going for them, but then they throw in all this misinformation and a lot of it's lies, guys. Like, I'm sorry. It just is. Like, I'm sorry to disappoint you. But she hasn't done those things. Has she talked shit about Natasha? Yeah, but she's never posted any of those records, stuff like that. She certainly has never posted what she, and any of the stuff about Natasha's family. You're going to post that about her dad? Really? Okay. So, I think really, I mean, she should be thanking Granny's watching for not releasing all of that stuff that she's been sent, because she didn't dig for that. People sent that to her. And I can tell you that she's been sitting on some of that for a while because I have received it too. And I've had it for a while and I just don't care. And clearly Granny doesn't really either. She's just like, okay, cool. Thank you. Interesting. But she's never posted it on here. The only person who's, well, actually, you know what? Think for yourselves. Who has posted legal documents on their lives for hundreds of people to see? Who has done that? Let's think. Not Jazz. It's just a fact, like it or not. Maybe she's talked about it, but there's a difference between talking about it and posting it. Dorothy likes to talk about things that she thinks are facts all the time. So there's really, no issue there, apparently. Like, if you want to talk, and people are either going to think you're telling the truth or they're not, depending on if they like you. So there's a big difference between, saying something, because people are like, well, Natasha Cooper's like, X, Y, or Z. So, but then if you're going to post it, you kind of can't argue with that, or people here do anyway. I don't know. I give up for tonight, guys. I give up. So like I said, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and I will be seeing all of you lovely folks soon. Stay safe on those YouTube streets. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And just say something. You know what, guys? Actually, we're gonna stop with like something like this. Think of 3 things. Okay, I'm asking guys to do 2 things. So first of all, stop and think to yourself and say 3 nice things to yourself. I need to do that more often. For me, I'm gonna say that I am smart, I have a big heart, and I'm motivated. Those are 3 things I like about myself. And also, when you get a chance, if you're listening to this later on, say something, give somebody a compliment. Anybody. Because I think we all know, but seem to forget that something like that could change somebody's day. I could be having a really bad day and somebody just takes the time to say, hey, you have a nice smile, or, that was really funny. And it makes me happy. So I need to do that more often too. So I just wanted to end with something like that, something more positive than a Zen feel to it. But all right, guys, you guys have a great evening and I will see you soon.